there we go. All right. So what we'll look at this morning, since like energy levels are about a 5, 6, 7 around there, and there's a lot of back tension and strain from maybe too much physical exercise, is going to be a session more on releasing and letting go. And the idea is to try and relax. So the muscles now that are kind of holding tight are just able to soften and release, so that they can let go of that strain. Because if they have been overtrained or overworked, they might be in this like tight holding pattern, holding. And so what we're kind of going to work with a little is some somatic work in a while, where we're going to actually tighten them more so that they actually know what a contraction is. And then we're going to let them know what a release is, because at the moment they might not actually be releasing. So what we'll do is we'll work the front body, and then we'll work the back body. So I think that's what we will have time with today. So it's pretty much going to be a somatic inspired class. And with the somatic work, which I'll keep reminding you on, is that it's going to be, sometimes it can be frustrating because it seems like it's just so, the movements and the parts to it can be like really slow and controlled. And, you know, it's not boring. It's not like, you know, like a sun salutation where you're moving and you can feel things activating. It's just really, really small, controlled, mindful movements that are done to get an effective results, in other words. So that's what we'll be looking at. So to start, let's actually come onto our mats, and we're going to lie flat on our backs. You can have a pillow underneath your head. I'm just going to close my window here because it's really getting noisy with all the nightlife. So you're going to just come and lie on your back in what we call the, I can't even think of the name right now, a nice comfortable lying position. So constructive rest, there you go. So you're going to have your feet hip width apart, feet and knees, feet a comfortable distance from your buttocks. So we're not going to bring them right up close, and we're not going to have them too far away. It's kind of just like it's playing cards resting against one another. So you'll find that there's a kind of a comfortable position for them, and you're going to let them settle there. You can place your hands wherever you feel comfortable. So if you feel that they need to be on the abdomen this evening, then you can place them there or alongside the body. See what works. Close the eyes and start to observe the breath. So we're lying on our backs. We're observing the breath for now. And by observing the breath, you can just start to focus on the sensation of the inhalation and the sensation of the exhalation. So just even noticing the air flowing in and the air flowing out. And by following that movement of the air flowing in and the air flowing out, you start to pick up a bit of a rhythm. The breath will automatically become a little slower, a little deeper. You'll probably find that the eyes feel quite comfortable to relax back into their sockets, and let them do that. Let them release, and you'll find that as the eyes kind of relax back, that your lower abdomen and the hips release. And that the breath then becomes a little easier, a little more fluid. You're noticing the physical structure of your being, the fluidity of the breath, the movement of the breath. The fluidity and the movement within your body. So just maybe even noticing the idea of the blood traveling through the veins and the arteries, the lymph moving. Just bringing those thoughts, those ideas into kind of your realm of consciousness right now. And then maybe picking up the sensation of the temperature of the air. So as you inhale, you might feel that the air that you breathe in through the nostrils is a little cooler. And as you exhale, you can feel that there's a slight warmth along the top lip. Just noticing the difference in temperature between the inhalation and the exhalation. And the warmth, again, is that metabolic action, activity that's been going on in your body. The energy that has been released. And you'll find that as you start honing in on specific areas of the body, the breath, that the thoughts and the busyness in the mind settle, becomes quiet. And that you then slowly start to create space. And when we create space in the body, the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, that's when things can move and shift. If there's too much clutter inside, nothing is possible. It's like the same with, our pantries or our closets. If there's too much stuff in there, we just are overwhelmed. There's nothing we can really do or choose the correct things. But when we do a good clearing out, we can give things space, and then we're in a much better position to start from. So just noticing and acknowledging that space that you've got within you. We're going to try and kind of follow that and see if we can work with that this evening. So if your hands aren't on your abdomen just yet, place them there now. And to connect with the breath and movement, very simply, we're going to inhale and we're going to allow the hands and the forearms to come out to the sides so they can just release down into the ground. And then as you exhale, the hands come back into the abdomen. And that's all the movement is. Inhaling as the arms go out to the sides and exhaling as they come back. The shoulder blades, the upper arms, the elbows are pretty much staying still where they are. They're not moving. And you need to see if you can slow this movement down, because often when we try to engage with movement, the breath speeds up. So now we're really going to be conscious about keeping the breath slow and the movement slow. And there's always a pause after the exhalation, where the hands will rest in the abdomen for a moment, and there's no inhalation, no exhalation, there's just a pause. And then there's this kind of the inhalation starts, the movement starts, the movement ends, the inhalation ends, there's a pause again, and then the exhalation. So noticing kind of the 4 parts to the breath and allowing the space between the inhalations and the exhalations to be a little longer. So it's as if you're just lingering in that nothingness, that space of nothingness, a little longer than you normally would. You're not causing strain or kind of stress on the body by lingering there. Just lingering for a fraction longer than you normally would. And it's usually the space between the inhalations and the exhalations where the stillness lies. So we're allowing that stillness to grow. Harnessing that. Once or twice more. Take a much juicy so that you'll be able to see the next movement a bit better. All right. And then after that last round, releasing. If you've got a pillow under your head, you're going to take that away for now. Under the chair. And then from here, we'll start with a few of those somatic movements where we're now going to start engaging the front of the body. So we'll start off by bending the left knee, placing the left hand onto the left knee, and you're going to take your right arm behind you. Inhale in this position. And as you exhale, make sure you're into life. Please just put that left foot back down again. You can place the left hand onto your abdomen, where it was before. All right, so right hand behind your head, left hand onto the abdomen. As you inhale, we're going to create a pelvic tilt. So you're going to allow a little bit of a space between your lower back and the mat. And then as you exhale, you're going to press the small of the back down into the mat. And you're going to lift your head so that you're looking between your legs, so that you notice a gentle engagement in the lower abdomen. And then as you inhale, you're going to bring your head back down very slowly with control, and you're going to create that arch. So it's kind of like you're overdoing a pelvic tilt. So as you exhale, you're going to press the small of the back down. You're going to lift your head, looking through the legs. And then as you inhale, coming back down and creating that arch. So exhale, pressing the small of the back down, lifting. Inhale, releasing, bringing the head back down with control and creating that little pelvic tilt, that arch in the lower back. We're going to do one more. Exhaling, press the small of the back down, lifting the head, looking through the legs. This is why we were practicing the breathing to slow down, because this movement is very, very slow. All right, and then we change sides. So you can bring your right hand onto the abdomen. You can slip your left hand behind your head. Relax into that shoulder. As you inhale, create an arch in your lower back. As you exhale, press the small of the back down into the mat and lifting your head, looking through your legs. So it's not like a full crunch up, going as far as you can. It's just a small engagement. Inhaling as you come down slowly and with control, creating an arch in the lower back. Exhale, contracting, flattening, and then just a small little lift to look over, so that you're just noticing that contraction, that kind of waking up in the lower abdomen. And then with complete control, you're coming back down. So you're not just dropping yourself down. It's a controlled movement. And last one. Inhaling as you release back down. Super. Take a moment to release. You can place the hands in the abdomen. Take a breath or two here. All right. And then the right hand, you're going to slip that one behind your head again. This time, you're going to lift your right knee off the mat, left hand on right knee. So your opposite hand onto the knee. You can relax the foot. Again, inhale, you're creating that arch in your lower back. As you exhale, you're going to press the small of the back flat into the mat. Once it is flat on the mat, you're going to lift your head. And now you're working right elbow and right knee towards each other. Again, it doesn't have to be like a full lift where you're touching. You're just gently working them in the same direction. Then as you inhale, you're coming down slowly and you're creating that arch in the lower back. So exhale, you're flattening the back down into the mat. You're lifting your head and you're working your elbow and your knee towards one another. And then as you inhale, you're releasing. Sorry, I just realized this top isn't the great color to be wearing. So what you're doing is the inhalation, you're arching the lower back. As you exhale, you're pressing the back down, you're lifting your head and you're working the elbow and knee towards one another. And as you inhale, coming back down again, and there you can see the back is arching. Exhale, it's flattening and lifting. Inhale, slowly release. And release after that last one. And then we do exactly the same thing on the other side. So the left hand comes behind your head. This time right hand onto your left knee. The right arm is straight. You can relax that left foot. Inhale as you create that arch in your lower back again. Exhale as you press the small of the back down, lifting the head. You just gently kind of bending your right elbow a little as you bring the left elbow and the left knee towards one another. The head can be straight forward. Inhale as you lower back down, straighten the arm, create the arch in the back. Exhale, press the small of the back down, elbow and knee towards one another. And inhale, release. And again, this movement can be as small or as big as you choose, as long as you do it with complete awareness and you're noticing which muscles are engaging as you come up and how slowly they are releasing as you come back down. Last one here. And it's with the slow releasing that you're creating control. When you're ready, release that hand, the leg, place the hands into the abdomen, close the eyes for a moment and check in, going inwards, noticing how you feel. Then from here, taking it to the third set in this one. So right hand comes behind your head again. This time placing your left hand onto your left knee. All right, same thing as before. The inhalation, create the arch in the lower back. As you exhale, press the small of the back down, lifting your head with your hand, work your right elbow and your left knee towards each other. So we're now working diagonally across the body. Inhale as you come back down, opening up, create the arch in the lower back. Exhale, contract, flatten, lift the head, and then gently work elbow and knee towards each other. That's all on the exhalation. There's a pause, and then as you inhale, you're coming back slowly. You're coming down using the full inhalation. Exhaling, you're coming up slowly, 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 with control. And inhaling, lowering down just as slowly. So you're not collapsing down and then continuing to inhale. You're using the full exhalation to lift you up to your highest point. And then you're using your full inhalation to bring you back down towards the ground. And after that fourth one, that last one, you can release. And then we'll do the other side. So you can place your right hand onto your right knee, left hand behind your head. Inhale as you gently arch. Exhale as you bring elbow and knee towards each other. Now, so then your head will turn a little to the right this time. Inhale as you open up the body. Exhale as you contract slowly and with control. Like we were talking about right at the beginning, the exhalation is now where you're contracting the muscles a little bit more. You're holding yourself in the posture for a moment. So there's that contraction. And now with the controlled inhalation, a controlled release, you're allowing your body to go to its point, and then you're opening up the abdomen even further by creating that arch in the lower back. So you're really telling the muscles to release and relax, or at least the muscles in the front of the body. And after that last one, again, releasing your right leg, release your hand, bring the hands into the abdomen. And maybe just do a couple of pelvic tilts here. Exhale as you press the small of the back down onto the mat. And inhale as you create the little arch. Rocking back and forth. And releasing, stretching your legs out into the mat. Release the arms down alongside your body and observe for a moment how the front of your body feels. And the shins, the knees and the thighs. And take a moment if just notice if you can feel a sense of kind of activation or aliveness through the hips, through the abdomen, maybe towards the diaphragm and the front of the chest, across the collarbones, the arms, the face. And then take your awareness to the crown of your head and slide your focus along the back body that's been supported by the ground. Just notice how the back of your neck feels, the shoulder blades, the back of your arms, the back of your hands. Notice the natural curvature in your spine. And if there's any or excess unusual tension in any part of your back, take the awareness down your buttocks, down the back of your legs, into the soles of your feet. Lovely. Right, so you might notice that maybe the front of the body is now a little bit more kind of awake or alive, and that there's might still be a little bit of not necessarily tension, but kind of less awakeness in the back of the body. So we're going to see if when we flip onto the front of our body, if we can now start to awaken the back body. So we're going to come and lie on our abdomen, and from lying on our abdomen, we just need to maybe that way to make it a bit clearer. We're going to start off by having the hands under the forehead. You're going to turn the toes in and the heels out. And we're going to relax the forehead on the mat. I'm just going to lift my head up so that I can talk. So while you're lying in kind of this relaxed dolphin position, noticing now how the front of the body is in contact with the mat. And how does the back body feel now that there's a bit of kind of freedom or space? We were talking about space right at the beginning. How does it feel now that there is kind of no compression or pressure against the shoulder blades, against the buttocks, against the back of the legs? Can you feel that there is the potential for more space to move into those areas? Right. So from this position, we'll start with the left hand, just because that's the one that's closest to the screen. And all that you're going to be doing is, as you inhale, you're going to lift the left elbow. And as you exhale, you're going to lower it down. But again, you're going to make sure it's not just a lifting and lowering. It is done with complete control. So as you inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, you're lifting to your highest point, you're pausing for a moment, and then you exhale, lowering, 2, 3, 4. It touches the mat, you pause for a moment, and then when you're ready to inhale, lifting slowly and with control again. And then exhaling, lowering down slowly and with complete control. Let's do one more on this side. Inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you lower. Lovely. And then we're going to change the position of the hands. So you're going to place the right hand on top of the left now. And then we do exactly the same thing on the left side. So as you inhale, you're going to lift, your right elbow on the right side. As you exhale, you're going to lower that elbow back down. So if you can, you're keeping your head resting, the forehead resting on your hand, the back of your hand. If you find that uncomfortable for your neck in any way, then just make sure you change the position of your head or your neck when you work from side to side. I'm just going to keep my head this way, but microphones on the side of the room. So just one more, inhaling as you lift and exhaling as you lower. Back to the center, toes in, heels out, relax. Notice how The front of your body is in contact with the mat. So there's a little bit of pressure there. And how there's more freedom in the back body. Right, the legs go straight back again. Slip the left hand on top of your right. This time we're going to keep the hand in contact with the forehead. So in other words, when you inhale, you're going to lift the elbow like you did, and you're going to lift your head and your hand. So your hand is glued to your head like a cool dance move. And then as you exhale, you slowly lowering back down with control. Right. So we're going to do 4 on the left side, and then we're going to do 4 on the right side. Working together. When you're ready, as you inhale, elbow lifts. As the elbow lifts, it draws up the rest of the forearm and the head. Again, a small movement or a big movement. Exhaling, you slowly lowering down, and make sure you relax that left elbow all the way down. Both shoulders relax completely. Inhaling as elbow lifts, forearm lifts, head stays glued to the hand. Pausing for a moment and then exhaling as you come all the way down. Make sure you relax completely once you're all the way down. The last one. And then we switch over and we do the same thing on the other side. So you can slip your right hand on top of your left. As you inhale, right elbow lifts, head and hand. So the head is staying glued to the hand. Pause for a moment and then exhale as you come all the way back down with control. So as you inhale and you're coming up, the breath is slow and full. Notice where there's engagement or activation down the rest of your back. Exhaling, coming back down. Which muscles are engaging? Which muscles are contracting a little? Is it down the left side of your back? Is it down the right side of your back? Is it towards the shoulders? Is it down towards the lower back? Maybe one more round on the side. And release, taking it back into that dolphin toes in, heels out to the side, and resting your head comfortably. Releasing the breath. Allow it to be slow and steady again. Right, so this time we're going to keep the hands and the forehead resting on the mat. We're not going to move the upper body. We're going to take the awareness down into the legs. So from here, we're going to take the awareness down into our right leg. And all that's happening is as you inhale, you're going to allow your right leg to float up. And again, it can be a small movement or it can be a big movement. And as you exhale, you're going to allow that right leg to come all the way down with control. And you're relaxing the lower back. Inhaling, you're extending through that leg. You're lifting, lifting, lifting to your point of comfort this evening without causing any discomfort in the lower back. And then as you exhale, you're lowering that right leg back down. And you're softening your buttocks and your lower back as it comes down. If you need to take a breath in between the movements, then you can do so. That's not a problem. So it's a small controlled movement, but a long, slow inhalation, long, slow exhalation. You want to make sure that your hips stay kind of grounded to the mat, making this the last one on that right leg. And then take your attention down into your left leg and you do the same thing here. So as you inhale, you're extending through the left leg, you're lifting that left leg up to your point of comfort. And then as you exhale, you're taking your whole exhalation to lower it down really, really slowly. It's a lot more difficult lowering a leg slowly, a small distance, than it is to go a bigger distance. So what you want to make sure of, and what you want to avoid, is you don't want to roll onto a hip, and so that this other hip comes off the mat. You want to keep this hip down on the ground. So that again, it's a small controlled movement. Doesn't matter how far or how big the movement is. You want to focus on slowness, stability, and control. I'm doing one last round on that side. And releasing. Toes and heels up, relaxing the head again. If you need to adjust the position of it, go ahead. Noticing how your lower back feels. And now we're going to combine a couple of those movements. So we're going to send the legs straight back again. You can place your left hand on top of your right. As you inhale, you're going to lift the left elbow. You're going to lift your head. And as you lift your head and the forearm, you're going to lift the opposite leg, your right leg, off the mat. Noticing where there's an engagement. You're lifting your right leg and your left arm, so opposite arm and leg, the same distance. So you're not lifting your upper body more than your lower body, and you're not lifting your lower body more than your upper body. They're going about the same amount of distance off the mat. Exhaling back down. Right, so we'll do 4 on that side and then 4 on the other side. So as you inhale, left elbow, left arm, head, and then your right leg. Lift, just a little pause, exhale, slowly lower down with control. As you inhale, can you lift your arm and your leg to about the same distance off the mat, where one is not going higher than the other? As you inhale, can you notice where there's a sense of contraction and engagement through the back body? And as you exhale and you come down, can you release and let go completely? Can you relax into the lower back? Can you relax the shoulder? Once more on the side. And after that 4th round, relax for a moment, just observe. So now what we're doing by lying on the abdomen, we're contracting the muscles in the back body and we're lengthening the muscles through the front body. So it's just opposite to what we were doing when we were lying on our backs. Right, so placing the right hand on top of the left, take the attention down to your left leg. Same thing, inhaling right elbow, right forearm, head, left leg this time. And exhaling, coming down with control. The inhalation is what lifts you. There is a pause of where you create a bit of strength, a bit of resilience. The exhalation is what takes you down with complete control. The end of your exhalation, you release fully, you relax completely. So that as you inhale, you can notice the engagement again, noticing the muscles which are waking up. Making sure that the breath doesn't get stuck in the chest, that is able to move easily, freely into the lower parts of your lungs, helping to kind of lift you, allow the breath to assist you. After your 4th round, so I think that was the 4th round, you're going to relax completely. Take a breath here, a couple of breaths here. Notice how the body feels. And if you feel that your body has had enough, then honor that and just rest for a moment or 2 longer. If you feel that your body is in the mood to go a little bit further, a little bit deeper, you need to extend your legs straight back. And just for 1 round, you need to extend the arms out in front. You need to be lifting arms, head, and legs, and slowly coming down. Just once. So when you're ready, as you inhale, arms, head and legs lift. You pause for a moment, you're lengthening through the body. And then as you exhale, you slowly lowering back down with control. Relaxing fully, completely, letting go. And then from there, slip your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale as you curl yourself up as if you're doing a little bit of cobra. Lift the hips and the pelvis. And from here, take it into Mandukasana, your frog, or into Balasana, your child's pose, whichever you prefer. I feel like I need a little bit of space for my abdomen this evening, so I'll take it into the frog. But the choice is completely yours. You can stay resting on your forearms if that feels better. If you feel you want to stretch your arms out in front, go ahead. If you need your hands under your forehead for support or to make fists of your hands, do that. Notice where your body needs space this evening or right now. And wherever your body is craving space, give it space. So if it feels that the body is wanting space in the abdomen, give the body space in the abdomen. If it's wanting space in the shoulders, how can you adapt or adjust the position of your arms or your body to give you more space in your shoulders? If it's in your neck, how can you adapt and adjust to create more space in your neck? Start inquiring within the body. Where are you craving space? What can you do to create that space, to create more space? And again, after that breath, you can ask again, where does my body crave space? And it might be the same position, it might have changed. And then how can you adapt? How can you adjust? What can you do to create more space there? And you become this like pulsation of kind of energy where you keep questioning, you keep asking, you keep adapting. You don't just stay static in one space. We're a living entity. We move to the pulsation of our own being, to the pulsation of the universe. And then when you're ready, slowly uncurl from all the way up again. You can come into a seated position for a moment. Bring yourself into Baddha Konasana. So if you find that your knees are quite high today and you just need the hips and the pelvis to be supported to make it a little easier, you can sit on a support and you'll usually find that softens and it eases that movement. Right. Grabbing hold of your feet, your ankles, your knees, whatever your body position needs. Close the eyes and settle into your copula. Feel the buttocks sinking down. And as you inhale, notice how your spine grows tall. Just like a little shoot going up to the sky. Feel how it's craving the light, making its way up. Notice how you're able to relax into your shoulders. How you're able to relax to the front of the body, into the abdomen, down into the hips. And notice how you're able to relax down through the back of your body, through the lower back, to your buttocks. So even though your spine, your little shoot is growing tall, there's still a sense of release down into the earth. A softening of the inner thighs, softening of the knees, the ankles and the feet. Again, asking yourself, where is my body needing space? Take the attention and feel that you can inhale space into that part. And as you exhale, so we're just releasing a little bit of tightness, gunk, coldness, dampness, heat, whatever is sitting in from that area. And feeling that your whole being is becoming more spacious. The clutter having moved out. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes again. You can bring the knees in together. And a bit of a squeeze. And extend your left leg out in front of you. And you're going to keep your right foot onto the inside of your left leg. And you can choose this evening if you'd like to do an open twist or a closed twist. I'm going to choose to do the open one. If you choose to do the closed one, the reverse, then you just do the opposite of my instructions. So if your right knee is bent, you're going to wrap your right arm around your left leg. Inhale, growing tall. And as you exhale, you're going to twist open to the left. And you can place your hand behind you, keeping your head to look over your left shoulder. And if you're wanting to do a closed twist, you just move in the opposite direction. Breathing in smoothly. Breathing out slowly. And then feel that you have to force or push yourself into posture or into position. Let your breath take you. And it's quite a fun thing when you let go of the doing and you just kind of allow the breathing to take you where you need to go. That's a lovely sensation. And slowly release, coming back to the center. Extending that right leg out. And then do the same thing on the other side. You need to bend your left knee. Wrap your left arm around your left leg if you're doing an open twist. Inhale, allow yourself to lengthen. And as you exhale, just gently take yourself into that twist. Each inhalation you need to feel as if you're lengthening your being. Each exhalation or your exhalation invites you to twist further. So your body may want to take up the invitation or it may not want to take up the invitation. It is up to you. But each time you exhale, you can invite. And your body will either again accept that invitation or it likely decline it. But you keep asking. Maybe if you relax into the left shoulder, does the invitation get accepted the next time? If you lift the corners of your mouth and you seem happier, does the invitation get an acceptance the next time? If you clear your mind, restore the thought, what happens then? And really releasing, coming back to the center. Take it into any version of a forward bend that talks to you. Usually in the evenings, I like a nice gentle one. Again, if you feel you want something soft and you need a bit of space, you're going to allow the knees to widen. You can rest your arms over your legs. You can just release the head forwards a little. If you feel you need to cross your arms and allow the head to be supported, do that. And if you feel you need to go into full Paschimottanasana with the legs straight out in front, please do that. Bringing your body back into alignment. So after having done the twists, doing something symmetrical again. So the right side of your back and the left side of your back, able to settle, become even. And then inhaling and curling, coming up slowly. And sitting comfortably. We'll do a little bit of pranayama and then from there we'll go into our relaxation. So sitting in whichever way works for you. You're going to close the eyes for a minute. And you're going to see if your J breath comes easily to you. So noticing soft rasping sound that you create on the exhalations, your half closed, the epiglottis. Sounds as if you're sighing the air out. But instead of your mouth being open, it's closed and you're sighing the air out through your nose. And keeping your jaw relaxed, your teeth unclenched. And if you get comfortable working with your J breath on your exhalation, you can do it on the inhalation as well. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause for a moment. Exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause for a moment. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4. Continue now in your own time. If you feel that you need to make the inhalations and the exhalations a little longer, then do so. And pauses again, you're just noticing them. You're allowing the space between the inhalations and the exhalations to have a moment. And you can allow that moment to be as long or as short as you want. But notice that pause. We're doing 3 more rounds. If you lose track of where you are, your mind wanders, just bring it back to the counting of the length of the inhalation and the length of the exhalation. And after your next exhalation, the next time you exhale, you can release the practice. You can bring the palms of your hands together, get your hands nice and warm. Wrap them over your eyes, take a deep breath in. And slowly out. Blinking the eyes a few times, getting used to the light. And then from here, we'll take ourselves into yogini, into relaxation. So if you want to switch off the lights, if you want to get a blanket or a jersey or anything like that, you can do so. You just switch off the lights here so that your screen is not too bright. I'll come a little closer in so that you can hear me a little better. There we go. So when you are ready, come and lie on your backs. Make yourself completely comfortable in whichever way where you need for relaxation. And as you lie there, you can then allow your head to loll a little from side to side, releasing any tension from the back of the neck and the head. And then bringing your head back to the center. Make tight fists of your hands, reach your hands down towards your feet, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Flex the feet, tighten the thighs, tighten the buttocks, squeeze as much as you feel necessary. And then as you exhale, relax and release, letting go. Inhale deeply, allow your belly to rise. And then sigh the air out, letting go. Inhale deeply, allow your belly to rise. Exhaling, letting go. And last time, inhale deeply. Feel that you can breathe into your whole body, creating space in your whole being. And then exhale, your whole body relaxes. In the state of relaxation, take your awareness down to the soles of your feet. And then as you exhale, relax your feet. Into your legs and your knees. And as you exhale, relax the legs, your knees. Inhale into your hips and your pelvis. And as you exhale, relax the hips, relax the pelvis, let go. Inhale up your spine and into your back. And as you exhale, allow your whole back to relax. Inhale into your chest, into your abdomen, the front of your body. As you exhale, release and let go. Inhale across your shoulders, down your arms, right down to your wrists, your hands, and the very tips of your fingers. With the next two exhalations, let go. Let go of the arms, let go of your hands, let go of your fingers. Inhaling into your throat, your neck, your face, and your head. As you exhale, letting go, releasing. Inhaling into your whole body. Feel your body expanding. Exhaling, letting go. Again, feel that pulsation of the breath. Feel the pulsation of the universe. Inhale, there's a sense of expansion, a sense of space. Exhaling, there's a returning to that center point. Inhaling, expanding. Exhaling, releasing. And in that beautiful pulsation of the breath, allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper into a state of stillness, into a state of peace. Just noticing how comforting, how nurturing it is to be resting in this space of stillness. When we quieten the mind and we again connect to that pulsation of the universe, how it's there to support us. We then realize how the external environment doesn't impact our internal environment. We realize that we do not rely on external sources to make us happy, to bring us peace, but it is deep within us already. So take a moment to think of the things that make you happy, no matter how small or how big. I'm going to run through a few ideas and then I'm going to let you contemplate on those things that make you happy. So for example, for me, I love watching the morning sunrise and the colors change. Love to hear the sound of my dog breathing as he relaxes in my lap. Love to see the birds fluttering around in nature going about their business. The feeling of a warm embrace from someone I love. The feeling I get from a deep belly laugh after having chatted with a friend. feeling of clean, ironed sheets, bed. The sensation of the warm sun, my feet, my toes. Take a moment and just see what are the things that light up your life. What brings you happiness? What has happened or have you experienced in the day to day? And that has put a smile on your face. Just thinking of those for the next minute or so. And acknowledging that even by just thinking of the things that bring you a sense of joy and happiness, put you in a sense of joy and happiness. You don't actually have to experience it, but that it's there deep within you already. No matter how good or bad your day has been, you're able to access that sense of joy. So for now, releasing those thoughts, those images, those feelings, just letting them drift off into the ether. And you then begin to breathe a little more deeply, noticing the rise and the fall of your chest. Allow your thumbs to move along your fingertips, waking up your hands, and wiggle your toes, waking up your feet. When you're ready, stretch your arms out behind you. If you want to. Stretching diagonally through the body, your right arm and left leg, left arm and right leg. Arms one way, legs the other. Take a nice deep breath in and let it go. When you're ready, you can roll all the way onto your right side. And take a moment or two as you lie there, give your body a chance to readjust. And then when you're ready, keeping the eyes closed, place your left hand in front of your chest. Push yourself all the way up into a nice, comfortable seated position. And bring the hands to your heart center for a moment. A moment to acknowledge all the blessings. Gently bow your head and acknowledge the amazing, beautiful human being that you are. And then with that acknowledgement, rub the palms of your hands together. Get your hands nice and warm. Put them over your eyes. Take a smooth, deep breath in once more. Sigh the air out. Begin to blink the eyes a few times as you move your hands away from your face. And namaste. Well done, everyone. Thank you for joining this evening. And I hope the front and back body feels a little bit better.